weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days arrive. Happy days. These days arrive. Share them with me. Goodbye gray sky, hello blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you. It feels so right, it can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long. Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Grooving all week with you. These days are ours. Share them with me. These days are ours. Happy and free. These happy days are yours and mine. These happy days are yours and mine. Happy days.
Oh, God, so good.
So good.
We did that last time. Same guy when he did it's the same guy that did the Friends intro.
Ah, yes.
Oh my God.
Super talented, and I messaged him on Reddit because he just embedded it like as a Reddit video, which are really shitty quality. And
Yeah.
I was like, why aren't you putting your stuff on YouTube? It's so good. He's like, oh, I didn't think people cared. I'm like, what? So
We care
shout out.
so much.
Yes, shout out. Thank you so much for that. Keep up the good work. I didn't write down your username because I'm a POS. But I really appreciate the work you do on videos like that. I think the chat did too. I'd like to know how many people in the chat even know the reference of what that's from. Because I was depressed yesterday to find out that,
That people don't know what Happy Days is.
yeah, Guillaume Couture, who has been on the show,
But he's very
game
young.
designer on Tribute Mode, not aware what Happy Days is.
But he's pretty young.
He's very young, and now I hate him.
Well, it's kind of a mix between young and French Canadian, so didn't watch these American sitcoms.
That's true. There probably wasn't a localized version of that, huh?
No.
We had that localized in France.
Well,
so
yes.
Maybe they.
Les
France
Journées
is-
Heureuses.
I don't know what was the. No, usually in France we keep the English title because it's cool, or we change it to another English title because it's cool and understandable for French people. Anyway,
Joyous Weekends.
yeah.
Yes, as people pointed out, the Queen Airy is here. I saw that.
Back at it again.
It's going to be a fun show today because, as I pointed out on Reddit, we actually do not have a ton of content this week, which happens from time to time. We definitely have things to talk about, which we'll do in a minute. But it happens from time to time between our bigger shows. Last week was a pretty big show. We did an hour and a half. In case you missed that, you should actually go check it out because we talked about substantial stuff for that whole show, specifically what we're doing after season 4.
Yeah.
We saw in the chat before the show started, people are still not getting the message, so I will recap it again, even though it was
do.
last week. The hero updates, or reworks as we've heard them called, we're calling them updates because it's a little more accurate, are coming at the start of season 5. That's
Yes.
the ones that we've talked about, and there will be more to come. That's not all we're going to do and be done. We're going to do more of the heroes as we go along. Dedicated servers are coming during season 5. We will give you the date when we're ready to give you the date, but not now. Those were kind of the big things as we're focusing on updating the balance of the game, focusing on the team on the balance of the game, mentioning these hero updates and the stability with the servers. We're not introducing new heroes into the cast in season 5 because we really want to focus on stability, balance, connectivity, all that.
Yeah.
But there is a ton of really cool stuff coming, and we're going to start talking about that on next week's
week.
show, as we mentioned last week. We're trying to be clear with you about our timelines. So that's why this week we've got Airy. We're going to bullshit a lot. We got some fun stuff to talk about. But anyway, there's your quick update.
And you missed one.
You're true.
The lag compensation.
Lag
one
compensation will come after the
after
server.
the servers. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the parry changes, which are part of the
Of the
fight team's
fight
kind of
updates.
meta update.
I know so little of what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, none of this has to do
But
with
people care
narrative.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They do.
it's true. And
And
speaking
we
of
do
the
as
parry
well.
changes,
Yeah.
people noticed in the update today there's a change to the parry kind of feedback, the UI. Why did they say what happened to me? I'm fine. Oh, I thought you said Eric. I thought it said what happened to Eric.
Oh, jeez.
Have
What
it.
happened to Eric?
I have a terrible ego problem. People are busting in on the show.
They want to bring a new camera. Why
yes.
not?
Was the light not on?
Probably not. We'll talk about the Conk in a second. But yeah, the parry, there are changes to the feedback, the UI, the effects. But it's not the actual parry changes that we're talking about. Those are still coming in Season 5.
Yeah, there are some stuff of the Season 5 update that slip through
They trickle
on
out.
that patch. We don't know why, but it's there.
Sneaky little updates.
So I was told those effects changes on the parry were to support the actual substantial changes that are coming.
The parry in
season.
Season 5, yeah.
And then yes, so Conqueror, we noticed along with you that the superior block of the Conqueror is now he can take chip damage, which was not the case before.
Yeah.
What's up?
It's part of the Conqueror update that will come in Season 5.
Yes.
So on its own, it doesn't mean anything.
On its own,
it's a bit weird.
On its own, we're probably being yelled at for nerfing the Conk again, which I understand.
But that's not the plan. So we don't know yet if because Season 5 is coming pretty soon. So we don't know yet if we will remove it before Season 5 and put it back in Season 5 with all the rest of the things that have been done on the Conqueror.
Yeah.
But on its own, it doesn't make any sense. But with the whole thing we've done on the Conqueror, you will see it.
Yeah, in the context, you'll definitely see. Yeah. Do not fret. The Conqueror is going to be quite the badass next season.
Yeah.
So yes, it's ironic and a pain in my ass that the one thing that leaked was a little bit of a nerf. But you'll see. You'll see in a few weeks what we're talking about. So bear with us, please, and spread the word so people aren't freaking out. This is not the Conqueror update. Little slice of the pie.
I really like ironic and a pain in my ass.
Yeah.
The Eric Pope story.
Yes. But as you mentioned, so patch version 1.18 is out as of now.
Yeah, was a bit earlier on.
Speaking
PS4.
of a pain in my ass, last night on Sony, on PlayStation 4, it came out early. We don't know why. It sort of, once we lock in a patch, a title update, it's on our friends at the first parties to release it. And for some reason, it got released early. And as you said, there were consequences of it.
Yeah, so people couldn't did the patch, then couldn't play the game anymore because the servers were compatible with that new patch because it was still the old server with the old version of the game. So we had to work a bit later yesterday to patch that out and so that people could play again on PS4, so they had the patch a bit earlier than the other platform.
Yeah, so shout out to our ops team here that did work late to make sure the servers were on par with the PlayStation version, and now everyone is back on the same page today. So apologies if you experienced some downtime. That's what was going on.
That's the reason why, yeah.
Okay, other cool news. Hey, we saw that people really liked Dance of Death a whole lot, which is our new Brawl variation event.
Big fan, big fan.
Right? It's super fun, super tense, and requires a lot of teamwork to really win, and people really responded to it.
You yell to your friend.
Yes.
And I mean,
like, don't kill him, don't kill him, wait!
Yeah. And we have some good clips later, actually, of the mode of people doing it to the utmost.
And it's so well named.
Oh, nice. God. So since the day we released it, we saw your feedback. I spent a week yelling at Damien. Guys, really love this. Can we extend it? Yes, let's look at the data. And we did look at the data.
That's an amazing Damien impression you just did.
And we did, and we decided to extend it.
Yeah.
We're extending it. We actually have an image, Max, if you want to toss it up. We're extending it until Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. It's technically midnight, but that's hard to do in text so people don't get confused. So this is a 1-minute lie. But the very end of the night on Sunday, Eastern Time, is when we'll bring it down because we're doing a huge Ubisoft global maintenance across all Ubisoft titles, across tons of Ubisoft services. That kick off at midnight on Sunday. So For Honor will be down, along with all the other Ubi games, from midnight until 8 a.m. Eastern Time.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a biggin'. And it even affects like our HR systems and stuff. So it's like, it's a big deal for some reason.
I get these emails, I'm like, I don't know what this means, delete.
Yeah. So be aware of that. But yes, Dance of Death, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on how it was received?
We're happy. We're super happy, in fact, to be honest. We played it a lot, too.
Yeah.
So we're saying, okay, let's not work now and just play the game for 1 hour.
Yeah.
So we had that this week, which is pretty cool. So yes, I'm amazed by the success. I think if we want it to come back at one point afterwards, we have to do some updates on it, like the rewards, because the matches are a bit longer than what we expected and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the fact that it came like a surprise, you know, like we had no announcement, hey, there is a new mod variation, and people like it so much, yeah.
Yes, I mean, I came back from our holiday break being like, I don't know if anything's happening in January. Oh, what? Awesome, and people loved it. I know that a lot of people want it to be permanent. That is a much bigger discussion. Yeah. Because a new permanent game mode, as people know, further splits are who's playing where, so. But let it be known, we're very aware of the people who want it to be permanent. Like, we've seen the feedback. I have given the feedback to this man and everyone else and Roman. And it is definitely something to think about. I think people are really happy here to see that you're happy about it. Like, the focus on teamwork, I think, is a cool thing, because that's more of the promise of For Honor, I think, that people really like, is when you have to work as a team. Same thing with Tribute. You have to work as a team to really succeed. It seems to click with a lot of people. So anyway, as Damon said, maybe it'll come back at some point and return. So, that's The Dance of Death.
Again, great name.
Yeah, it is. Very well done. There's another change that is happening this week, and Damien, we are changing the spawn time of orders again.
Yes.
Yes. What's going on?
So we did change the spawn time orders, I think, a few months ago.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to have all updates at the same time. So when we were doing maintenances and things like that, we didn't have a consistency within the time updates. So it was easier for us to manage when we have, for example, a new event, like winter event, then we could have the winter orders at the exact same time without to do manual work that can be painful. But we received feedback saying, hey, this new time sucks. We want the old one back. Yeah. I was playing the morning and I was happy, now I can't, blah, blah, blah. So we checked that, we met with the team, we saw what we could do, what would be the best time worldwide for those orders to reset. And so we are coming back basically to the previous time we had when we launched the game. Also for the reason that we might have new features that might reset every day.
What?
And so that might need to have a cool time for the players.
Wow.
So we said, okay, let's have a time for those that is always the same, and that doesn't have to be at the same time that our maintenance is and things like that.
Sneaking a tease in. That was good. A little tease. I don't even know what he's talking about.
Neither do I.
Yes, so basically after January 20th, this is when the change comes, they'll all reset at midnight Eastern Time, which is 5 a.m. UTC.
What does UTC stand for?
Universal
Clock.
Time Clock. It's Universal something.
Yeah, okay, great.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Nailed it.
Let's throw that one to the chat. Maddie is Googling it. So yes, hopefully you're happy with that. Stop yelling about it, please. Coordinated Universal Time.
That's CUT. What?
Yeah, but it's probably like French or something. What is it in French? Then it's probably UTC.
No, because no.
Universel temps coordonné, no, doesn't work.
Jeez. Oh well. Good message. Thank you.
What a great show we've got going on today, gang. Huh?
Oh boy,
We're really killing it.
Boy, oh boy. I want to remind people again, check the emails that you use for your Uplay account, because we want to give you rewards for participating in the open test that we did last month for dedicated servers.
Get those rewards.
But no one checks their Uplay account emails. We're trying a lot of different things to get your information to you. Literally, like, a lot of people have not responded. So we're going to try to contact you directly over Uplay if we can. We want you to have your rewards.
Show up at your door.
Snail mail.
Maybe
No, not
pigeons.
snail mail.
Yeah, carrier pigeon.
We don't have your mailing address. So yeah, so please just go to your Uplay, see what email address you signed up with 10 years ago. Check that email address. See if you're a winner.
I have to reset my Uplay password constantly.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, please do that. And on that same note, for people who won sweaters from our Frostwind stream, those have now been shipped out. So expect those in the next couple weeks coming to your door if you're one of our winners.
Those are some good ass sweaters.
They really are. I'm very happy with how those came out.
Hey, can we swear on this stream? Just
All the time.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Making
swear a lot, especially
Excellent.
Roman. I think it's just part of his DNA. He has to swear.
Oh.
It's probably the third English word he learned.
Since he's not here, should I like flip someone off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Just whoop.
It goes out to someone special.
Oh no, that's just for that's just for a goof.
Oh, good. Okay.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
So we've gotten a lot of questions that our friend Fred in the chat, UB Fred, wanted us to address.
Okay.
And the question is, when will the Centurion and the Shinobi get their missing executions to be on par with the other characters? Which is a false question, because
Yeah.
the answer is they're not going to.
No, they're not. It's not they're not.
They will continue
we're
to get
producing
new
new
yes,
executions,
exactly.
of course. But the idea is that of the heroes we shipped the game with, came with executions, then we made execution live. So
Yeah.
now they have more execution than the heroes that came later on.
Right.
And this will still stay true.
And the
Because
Centurion and the Shinobi have
production-wise-
more than the Gladiator and the Highlander have,
Yeah,
and have more
exactly.
than the Shaman and the Aramusha have. And it's just the rollout of the production
Yeah.
pipeline, yeah?
Production-wise, we're always producing execution on all heroes, but they need to be here so that we produce those execution for those. So yeah, the base heroes or the vanilla heroes will always have more executions and I think more emote as well
Yeah.
than the others. All content that is specific to a hero, we can't do the catch-up. Production-wise, it's
Fun
impossible.
fact, the executions take more production work than any of the other weekly content we do.
Yeah, it's one of
is
the most costly.
Why we can't do it
Mocap,
every week.
Blah,
also.
blah, blah, yeah.
I know you'd love the new executions every week, I would too, but they take a lot of work.
Yeah.
So hopefully that answers your question. So as Damien said, we will
heroes
obviously
have
still
new
do
executions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will the numbers never be
Even
on
out?
par between vanilla and DLC heroes? The answer is yes.
Right.
What is she doing?
She's eating sour chocolate.
No, this has just been riveting. I'm really here for this.
Yeah, great. Do you want to give a shout out to your chocolate company?
Big ups to Dairy Milk Maynards for this marvelous mix that includes milk chocolate and Sour Patch Kids
Ugh.
in the craziest combination of snacks you could ever want.
I don't want that.
No, me neither.
I like chocolate.
good.
And I guess I like Sour Patch Kids, but I don't want them mixed.
You are wrong.
Really?
Yeah. It's all good, man.
I found that chocolate with spice works. One time I had brownies with jalapenos in it, which sounds not great. Really good.
Brown pepinos.
Yep, brown jalapenos. The spice heightens the chocolate. But this, no, I can't imagine the sour heightens the chocolate.
Bud, you ain't lived.
Clearly. I'm being told by Maddie, our director, that I am wrong about sour chocolate. Wow.
Maddie had some earlier.
Well,
Maddie knows what's up.
wow. If people still have questions about the executions thing, toss
The
them up.
chocolate, please.
Yeah, or chocolate. Or chocolate, yeah, it might be more relevant. Let us know and we can clarify if something wasn't clear there. Happy to do so. Okay, content of the week. We got new content of the week, as we do every week. This week, it's new elite outfits
Yes.
for all heroes. They are 7,000 steel each, which I think is a steal.
Oh.
So we have a video that Max can roll now, and then we'll be back with what I'm calling the Narrative Nook with Ari to share some more fun stories about our game's lore, memes, narrative, before she departs the team. So
And I'm leaving
maybe
in a meeting
Yes.
right now. So
the
I
meeting
need
where
to-
Roman is, yeah?
Yeah, where Roman is, big meeting. So
Big
that's why
meeting.
he's not here.
I said
But
that,
I
by the
still
way. I
say
said that
hi.
on Reddit. I was like, Roman and Damien will not be around because they have a big meeting, and someone says, "Isn't the Warriors' Den their biggest meeting?" It should be.
Biggest meeting of the
that's
week.
why I'm here.
That's true.
And
That's why we like
why
Damien the best.
Yeah.
The worldwide creative director of Ubisoft it is waiting for me. So yeah.
Perfect. All right. So thank you, Damien. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
next week. We have a good show next week. Be prepared.
Yeah.
Better show than this
PowerPoint.
week's.
We'll be back with Ari right after this video. Sorry.
Bigs up.
So, oh, look at that. Our shot's weird
Tighten-
now because
tighten in,
Damien's
bud.
gone. Yeah. Tighten up the level. Tighten up the graphics
Yeah.
on level 2.
Oh, perfect. Okay, there we go. How we feeling about that? shot?
Whoa.
Oh.
Hello. Hello.
You know what? I think, is there an awards show for live streams? Because I
There
think that
should be.
This show is going to be the clips that we send for awards season. Welcome to awards
should
season,
be.
gang.
Before we dive into the narrative nook,
Whoa.
we had a question from end user 28.
Or endouser, as I
Endouser.
read it.
Are you still planning on bringing on the execution design team? I'd love to see their process on a Warrior's Den. The answer is yes. I don't know when, but I was just yesterday talking to one of those guys. So yes, indeed.
That team have the best job.
I think so too.
Like, if I could just spend a mo talking about that team, like, they get to do the coolest stuff because they just get to plan what the executions could be like. And I've seen the mocap stuff. So they bring the mocap actors in, and we use the same actors for a lot of things. And it's so funny watching the mocap actors have to go through those executions. Like when Warlord picks them up for the attitude adjuster and brings them down, they do that. And it's so funny because the dudes are always laughing because they're having the best time. It's so goofy,
That's amazing.
but Good team, good team.
Yeah, so we want to have them on. I want to give people more of a peek at that sort of stuff too, because we do film, because that's what mocap is. You film it. So I'd like to show some of our mocap sessions if we can. There's just so much interesting stuff those guys do. And now that I'm thinking about it, this reminds me, we just saw this week the animation team from For Honor's animation system, but it's really the animation team, nominated for a DICE award.
Big ups, man.
Which
they
is
deserve
awesome,
it.
because DICE is a very industry-focused awards thing. Maybe you haven't heard of it. But it's really cool for them to be recognized because they do a lot of great work. And the animation system itself is actually kind of groundbreaking, which we've talked about before.
It's dope.
Yeah, the motion matching thing. So shout out to them. Those guys are awesome. And yes, we'll try to have the execution team on, or at least someone from the execution team on in the near future, likely in season 5. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Don't let this horrible episode throw you off.
Narrative Nook time. We gathered a bunch of questions.
We?
You gathered a bunch of questions.
I did it.
I asked that people ask questions.
Yeah,
so I solicited
great
them.
job.
From Reddit to you, whether they be about lore, characters, meanie stuff, what have you. And we got a lot. So we were going to just...
We got a ton.
Yeah.
Eric was like, I don't know if anyone will reply. I checked this morning. I'm like, oh.
Yes, so we'll start with a very open one. But geez, a lot of people upvoted it.
Yeah.
Chris Telemus TGN. Where is Daubeny? Where's Herv?
I'm so excited to talk about Daubeny. Like, even before Eric was trying to figure out the run of show, I'm like, listen, if you just want to dedicate 10 minutes of airtime with me talking about Daubeny, I can do that. So Daubny's a very interesting character, because I think when you start playing story mode, you're like, wow, this guy sucks. Like, what a coward. But if you think about it, he's one of the only people, I guess the Warlord and that whole crew later as well, to say no to Apollyon, see her for what she is, and leave. Like, no one leaves the Blackstone Legion. And Daubeny got out of there. Like, he saw the writing on the wall, was like, this person's crazy. She's going to get us all killed. This is a bad situation. I'm gone. So he leaves, starts his own little thing.
Yeah.
And through the whole mission, like, it seems very cowardly that he keeps relying on the kind of the warden to mop things up. But if you notice, he's always ahead of you, clearing the way.
True.
Like,
kicking ass.
He's kicking ass and taking names. And by the end of it, when Holden Cross comes in, like, Daubny's not being melodramatic. Holden Cross is literally Apollyon's executioner. Like, this is an execution. He ain't playing.
Yeah.
He knows what this is. And so he calls on, you know, the most honorable thing you can do, one-on-one combat. If this dude's going to use his second, Daubeny knows, because he has spent the entire level watching the warden fight. He knows that this warden is going to kick this other idiot's ass. So he taps you in, and sure enough, you kick this other person's ass, and then Daubny's free to go.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a pretty good plan.
Dude is smart as heck. He got out of the Blackstone Legion.
Yep.
He figures out that you as the warden are 100% going to defeat whoever you're up against. And at the end of it, you get his sword.
Yeah, and he's free to go.
He's free to go, man. And you know where he goes? As far away as possible. Like, Daubeny gone. Daubeny heads south, joins the rest of whatever's going on down there, which I'll get to later, and lives a pretty happy life.
So happy for Herv.
I know.
I do just personally love the choice of voice actor.
Oh, God,
because
it's so
he
good.
sounds 100% like Skeletor in the 80s. The
Yes.
80s cartoon of He-Man.
Yes.
Face my second! Like that, laser bars. If you've never watched He-Man, I think it's available on Netflix, and it's amazing.
Yeah, big shout out to He-Man.
Yep. Big influence on For Honor, probably.
Defo, actually. I definitely watched He-Man growing up.
Have you watched that Netflix documentary about toys?
I started to, but like
it sucks at
the
first.
narrator, the
it's
narrator's
awful.
real bad.
But they do an episode on He-Man, which is amazing and
Okay,
hilarious.
fantastic.
Like, all the guys who created He-Man are hilarious. And it's just a lot of fascinating stuff about the history. It's the first cartoon that started as a toy instead of vice versa, where it's usually
Okay,
like
yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. The other way
got you.
around.
I got you.
Yeah, pretty cool. Or maybe not the first. Don't be one of those people in the chat who's like, well, actually.
Already in my head, I'm like, are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Did you just say that to say that?
But that is part of the amazing cycle. You'll see in the documentary.
Eric trying to look like a big man on the Warriors.
I apologize. Well, that was a good answer.
Best answer.
But we have so many more to answer, so let's roll through.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, boy. Illest NGA Alive asks... Yeah, no, let's move on. A couple things Ari should bring up. How did the group of samurai in campaign all become friends?
Good question.
What did Valkyrie do to the samurai minion that spoke Japanese? Why is everyone so MF short?
So let's go through these.
Does he mean short like angry?
No, he means in stature.
Okay.
I mean, they are angry, but it's a bad situation. So the samurai are all kind of together because the way that society works is through the different houses. So you find out later that Ayu is one of the daimyo. So she's kind of like a lord of the samurai. And it works in territories and regions. So they all live in the same territory. And they were all born in the same area. They're all about the same age. So they grew up together. And Ayu, of course, is regal. You know, she is of a higher class. So it was always kind of fun slumming it with these little dudes who are running around. And they all grew up to be pretty badass. So born in the same place, grew up together, hanging out. And I think there's a question later on that I'll answer about the Orochi, about what did the Orochi do to end up in jail for 2 years?
Ooh.
So I'll get to that. Oh, and why is everyone so short? Great question. So I don't know if you guys know this, but kind of historically, we've gotten taller. And if you ever see any of, you know, there's some cities that are completely preserved, like Akrotiri on the island of Santorini in Greece. So you always think of Pompeii and Herculaneum. Oh, nerd time. When you think of cities that were preserved by volcanic eruptions. But Santorini, aka Thera, also erupted. And a lot of the cities along the side of the island are 100% preserved, to the point where Akrotiri, you know that the Minoans, like the ancient Greeks, had two-story houses. Two-story houses, ancient plumbing, like they all got it going on. And because of that, we know how high the doors are. Everyone was short. And in the world of For Honor, again, I will get to more specifics about what the world of For Honor is like, because finally someone's asking me about it. Because of the cataclysm and because that kind of food was scarce, they didn't manage to get the same nutrients that kind of we did, and so they are not as tall as us. So everyone is short because they are short.
And malnourished.
And malnourished. But I will tell you one thing, because I had to look it up, and we did the measurements. Apollyon is 6'1". She is tall.
Especially for that realm.
Yep.
We should mention that you are an archaeology major.
I have my degree in archaeology.
I found this out yesterday. Did not know that, but it makes all the sense.
Yeah, I have a major in archaeology with a minor in theology.
Good Lord.
The study of God.
And that's how you get into the video game industry.
That's how you become a writer.
I've read that malnutrition thing about North and South Korea.
Yeah.
Because it's such an oppressive regime and they don't get a lot of nutrition in there.
You need calcium for your bones to grow.
Measurably shorter than their southern counterparts.
Yeah. Not a lot of cows made it through the cataclysm.
Cataclysm.
Hey!
You did not answer, what did the Valkyrie do to the samurai minion?
Oh, kicked him in the head.
Oh, okay.
To death.
Whoa. Yikes.
Yep.
Yikes. Valkyries have anger issues.
Well, no, it was a very calm kicking.
Oh, okay. Good.
She's very chill.
Okay, Sir Jobsalot asks, Ari, before you leave, here is a lore question that is coming to my mind time and again. Does Apollyon have an actual name outside of her demonic title? And if so, what is it? If not, was she always Apollyon, or did you have other working titles for her name?
That is a very good question.
It is.
And it is answered in some of the observables in the story mode, but I will not fault you for not getting them all. So Apollyon was not born Apollyon. She was born with a different name. She is from Ashfeld. Her family's from Ashfeld. The family farm that was supposed to be watched over by this lawbringer got sacked when he decided to not do his job. So she has always grown up with a lot of resentment and a chip on her shoulder about authority figures. And when she decided to join the Blackstone Legion after ditching the Wardens, she took on a demon name. They all did. Like, Holden Cross also has a demon name that he was like, this is dumb. My name's Holden. I don't care about your dumb demon name shit.
Classic.
But Apollyon is a little bit embarrassed about where she's from because she did grow up like basically on a dirt farm. So when she took her demon name, it was her becoming who she was always meant to be. You know when you kind of figure out what you want to do in life and you're like, oh my God, I finally know who I am? That was Apollyon when she got her demon name. So she was born with a different name. No one will ever know it. She erased every mention of what it could have been, of her family, of where she's from. It's all gone. You will never find it. She will always be Apollyon.
And how about working titles? Did you have other names for her?
Nope. She was Apollyon from the get-go.
Wow.
She was always going to be Apollyon.
Okay. Very cool stuff. XTMT asks, share with us. Oh yeah, and this was also asked by Gomez, someone Gomez as well. Share with us the actual backstory and the conversation between the Raider and Civ, which was cut out and replaced with Raider memes.
I'm not doing that again.
No, you saw how that ends up.
Yeah. Oh my God. Long Dong. Love you. Long Dong of the Law, my favorite Redditor on the For Honor subreddit.
He does a weekly meme recap.
God, they're good. So, again, I wrote out that whole scene that there was a backstory, that they did know each other ahead of time. But let me TLDR it for you. They boned.
What?
Deaf.
Wow.
Deaf boned.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't end poorly or anything.
No?
Just saying they boned.
Why is she so mad at him?
She's just mad at everyone.
Okay.
Civ's kind of out of it. You walk up to that area and it's heads on spikes.
Sure, that's a good point.
Civ's just she's a free spirit.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think people speculated that's what happened.
They were right.
So good job. Good job, they boned.
Nailed it. Way to read the sexual tension.
in our video game. XDeadZX, who's a very frequent poster on Reddit, a good person all around, I think.
Aw.
Yeah. When you see someone enough on Reddit posts and they're not calling you names, or that's when I decide they're a good person.
Dope.
Okay. Kind of a lore and story question. Why did we only get the single reference to the Centurions in the story? And was this planned alongside the Centurion DLC release? Was there more to their story you wanted to flesh out in their mentions? Are they on Twitter? And were short on time, or was it just something cool you thought would add flair to the Knights?
So it's kind of a many-part question and many-part answer. And the world of For Honor, again, there's more questions about that coming up, so I'm not going to, what is it, blow my wad?
Sure, great. Great.
We're doing it. We're having fun. But the world of For Honor is much larger than we show in the game. Like, there's a lot going on. It's not just the people in Ashfeld and Valkenheim and the Mire who have survived what has happened. There's a lot going on to the south. There's more going on to the east. Like, there's a lot happening in our world. And there's a lot that I kind of wanted to go through because of our timeline of our game and what civilizations would probably have been kind of on the rise, on the decline at the time. So there is a ton that I would like to do more with the Centurion and the Gladiator, and kind of the idea of how are these Roman warriors still here? Shouldn't they have moved on? Shouldn't there be more going on? Unfortunately, I can't answer as much as I want to because a lot of it is legitimately just like me thinking this would be neat. So it's in no way official. Like, I can tell you what I think would be cool, but it's never been written down. And, like, sometimes I just tell Roman stuff, and he's like, okay, sure.
Okay, please go away, Ari.
Yeah, cool, Ari, cool. That's my Roman.
Actually, cool.
Actually, Ari, cool.
When I hear him say cool, his voice always goes, it's cool. He always does that
cool.
sort of thing.
It's cool.
Almost like Larry David. He's the French Larry David.
I'm going to take a little moment because he's not here.
Yeah.
We'll probably never see this.
Yeah.
Roman has the cutest butt.
Whoa!
And sometimes I just stare at him when he walks away. He's built like Captain America. Can we all acknowledge that for a second?
Captain France. That's amazing. Well,
Anyway, Roman, wink.
I'll have to take a look next time I see him, I guess.
Y'all need to.
There are so many people on Reddit that are already obsessed with him that
Oh my God.
this is going to just spiral out of control. How do we get to that? I don't even remember.
Oh, I was talking about the Romans.
That'll do it.
All that to say, there's a lot more that I would like to go into about the Centurions. We kind of knew what the DLC characters were going to be. So the mention of it in the story, because the story really we wanted to concentrate on the main characters, we didn't go into it. But yeah, there's a lot more that I want to say about Roman. It's really liberating knowing that I've quit my job so I can't be fired.
Yeah. It's really good. Also, you're right. He will never see this.
No, he's never going to see this.
He's not.
Never tell him.
Whoop,
Guy,
whoop.
like, look at me. Look at me right now. You can never tell him I said this.
Wow.
When he shows up next week, I want none of this in the chat. None of this. This is our little secret.
Yes, your secret with 1,300 people.
Yeah. I trust all of you. I know you got my back.
You shouldn't trust me. I'm going to tell him immediately.
God.
No, I'll keep your dirty secret.
No, I'm excited for the Long Dong of the Law mashup of every creepy thing I've said about our creative director.
Mr. Nister, good name. What happened to Holden Cross, Stigander, and Ayu at the end of the story? Did they ever try to make peace between the factions?
So they do. For those of you who never finished the story mode, after Apollyon dies, we have kind of the three heads of the different factions sit down and try and figure out, okay, how do we get ourselves out of this mess that Apollyon has set up? And it is kind of funny that we end the story mode on this idea of there is hope and that maybe we don't have to have eternal war. Cut to 7 years later, it's the faction war.
Right.
So peace never stuck. They tried their hardest to try and calm everyone down, to talk through this. Maybe we don't have to fight everybody. Too bad.
Yeah.
Peace sells, but who's buying?
Wow,
Right?
Megadeth.
Megadeth.
Good Megadeth reference.
Thank you. So they attempted peace. It didn't work. We're at war.
Amazing. Well, had peace worked, that we would have no game. So
Correct.
I'm glad it didn't work. Jolly Sieg. Lots of questions, Ari.
Pick your fave.
Excuse me. Was the collapse a natural event or unnatural? Why is the Emperor's champion considered a war criminal? That's all you pasted.
Perfect.
So those two.
Yeah. I think because a lot of people asked questions that repeated.
Okay, good.
So it was a natural disaster. And I am going to say some stuff now that is going to be as vague and as specific as I can possibly be. Because I know exactly how I picture this world and how it came together.
Right.
But again, we never codified it.
Right.
So I don't want to say something that...
And now you're leaving.
Exactly.
So basically, the baton will be passed to a new writer.
A new writer who has yet to be hired. But it was a natural disaster. And the way I kind of think about the world of For Honor is, if you guys know a lot of your comics, DC has the idea of the multiverse, right? 52 different Earths, plus Earth X.
Wow.
So the world of For Honor is a bit like our world, but it's different. And there's subtle differences. And one of the biggest differences is the world ended around the year 1000, 1100 thereby. And it was a giant tectonic worldwide event, right? You got volcanoes, you got tidal waves, you got the earth falling in, you've got the earth pushing up. So it's this horrible cataclysmic end of days event. And what that ended up doing was really stifling the civilizations, right? Because for the longest time, instead of thinking about science and art and medicine, you're thinking about, are cows still real? How do I eat meat? And so that's why a lot of the maps are all ruined castles. And
wait, are they all vegetarians?
no, they got animals again.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go on.
Explain why they're so short.
Yeah.
But like you have all these ruined castles, and a lot of times you see little bits of art in the castles, and the art is old because it's not anything they're doing now. It's all from before times. And some people are kind of working harder than others. Like the samurai really kept their traditions, but the knights are just like, I don't know, man. Put some wood on that castle. Let's hope it holds. And the Vikings were always just like, we know how to make a house. Don't bug us.
Yeah.
It's just the knights who are like, oh no, I don't know how to do anything except make armor. So that's it. So it really kind of stifled the civilization. And because you now had these three different people who are in constant proximity to each other, really everything pushed towards war as opposed to living.
Got it.
But it has my favorite. I'm going to say this again because I can't be fired.
Oh boy.
If you do the timeline of our game and you think about when the cataclysm happened and you have Apollyon saying 1,000 years of war, if you think about it, gang, the year in our game is present day.
No!
I'm saying it.
Wow.
That's it.
I could be a knight right now. I could be a Viking.
You could.
Oh my God.
I know. Luckily, we're in the timeline where you have cell phones and Maynard's Dairy Milk delicious candy, as opposed to nonstop war.
Well,
but
we could get there soon enough.
That's it.
We could get there with our own Napoleon. Why is the Emperor's champion considered a war criminal?
Oh, this one's actually very simple. The Orochi, the Emperor's champion, is a big mouth. And at a council meeting, the Emperor said something that the Orochi didn't agree with and mouthed off. And the Emperor can't be having that. Go straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Wow.
Stay there for 2 years until your buds decide to get you out because Apollyon is sacking the city.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. We still have more questions.
Oh, keep them coming.
Gibraltar has all of them. You want me to do all of these?
No.
No.
I just gave you, something to chew on.
Yeah.
But this guy asked a lot of Lawbringer questions, which I thought was interesting.
Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to skip this one and go to Lawbringer. Okay, the Lawbringers come from a so-called order. Do the Lawbringers make up the entirety of this order, or are there other groups that help make up this order, such as perhaps do the Peacekeepers make up a subsection from the same order? Or are the Peacekeepers autonomous from this order? This guy said order a lot. And every time he said it, he put it in quotes. That's an interesting question.
It is. And I think that, we do have these classes and we know a little bit about them, but not a ton. And the Lawbringers are kind of neat because they are executioners. So they were kind of the closest thing to police officers in Ashfeld. And so it is like, it is an order of Lawbringers. And other people who make up the order are the secret armorers, because the Lawbringers have an armor that is extremely kind of crazy and difficult to make. So there are armorers who are specifically sworn to secrecy about how they make the Lawbringer gear. So you've got those guys. There's administrative people. Like it is like a police force, basically, if the police were judge, jury, and executioner, which is exactly what a Lawbringer is.
Judge Dredd.
Just like Judge.
I am the law.
Beautiful.
It's a Sylvester Stallone impression, in case you're unaware.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot today.
No better time than the present to learn.
So, man, there's so many. For the Vikings, the warlord, the samurai, the kensei, we already know who generally makes up the ruling class. Do the knights have a similar group that generally acts as the ruling class, or no?
The knights are a bit, they're a bit of a free-for-all because you had all these different orders, and there's no person controlling all those orders. Like, the Lawbringers are self-appointed police. No one's asking them to do this. They've just decided that they are the vigilante police force of Ashfeld.
So that's sort of how Apollyon kind of...
The closest the knights ever got to a ruler was Apollyon. But otherwise, you fall under whichever order is currently protecting you in your territory.
All right. Another Lawbringer... Nope, you already answered that about the secret armor. Do the Lawbringers have an overall leader they answer to?
They don't. They are... Do you ever see that bit in Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Where they're going around trying to get all the knights for King Arthur's court.
Yes.
And they go to this one area and it's dirt farmers.
Yes.
And they're like, where's the lord in the castle? And they're trying to explain that they're an anarchist collective.
Yes.
That's kind of like the Lawbringers, that no one's specifically in charge.
Amazing.
But every now and then they all get together, like stonecutter style, have a big talk, figure out who's doing what, and then go back out to their territories.
Wow, so they're communists.
A bit.
Wow. Okay, can you tell us what happened to the Lord Warden after the last mission ended?
Man, Lord Warden, what a
Lord
bummer. Like, this warden just wanted to do good things. Like, just wanted to go into the world, be honorable, serve a good master, and ends up doing some pretty horrific things that really weighs on them. And at the end of story mode, you just kind of walk away. And we never really fleshed out what happened, but I think they just went on some soul searching. They probably ended up buying a farm.
Near Hervis Daubeny.
Yeah, making some vegetable patches, maybe buying a cow.
I like that. So cows do come back.
Cows are back, better than ever.
Congrats to the cows. Okay, Hugh Recht.
That's a good name.
Oh, you already answered this.
Oh.
Where does the multiplayer fall in terms of the timeline? You said
7 years after the death of Apollyon.
Are all the faction wars and battles taking place during the 7 years between the fall of Apollyon and the final meeting between Iucross and Stigender? Or does it take place before the story campaign begins? Sorry, we answered that as well.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, almost done, guys. People probably like, I don't know. So
They've all tuned out. It's fine.
yeah, they're eating sandwiches. Azure EX. Ari,
Yeah.
during the stream, I'd like to know more about Stone and Mercy.
Hey.
For characters that seem to have a rather significant importance in the Warden's story, Mercy even narrating her own observables, they don't really pop up anywhere else. Particularly Stone's origins. Was he a free man before being conscripted, or just a criminal? How did he rise up in the ranks of the Iron Legion?
Great cues.
Good cues.
Excellent cues. Stone is kind of a unique guy because he finds himself in a dumb position when you finally meet him. Like, the Iron Legion are trying to hold out for the last sanctuary, and everyone's dead. Like, everyone has died, so he's literally the last dude. And so it's not that he rose up the ranks of the Iron Legion, he's just the last one alive.
Wow.
It's like Battlestar Galactica, where
the president.
the president becomes
Department of Education secretary becomes the president.
Exactly. Like, enough people ahead of you die, you just end up being in charge. And he, I mean, like all conquerors, he was a criminal, but like, he didn't do anything bad. He's just a pretty chill dude. And I always really liked Stone because he kind of doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's in this dumb world where everything is bad all the time.
He's just doing his
like
job.
He's gonna roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a good guy. And Mercy.
Mercy, there's a follow-up question that someone asks about
Yes.
Mercy.
From King Me 42, was Mercy the story peacekeeper written as an intentional, possible psychopath / sociopath?
Yes. Yes, she was. And it kind of tickled me that, so peacekeepers are kind of like the angels of death on the battlefield. Their job is to kind of go through and just like coup de grace people who are struggling, who are never going to make it again. Because I don't know if you noticed, there's no medics. So if you're going to just bleed to death, she's going to come and like axe you. And yeah, coup de grace. There's a wrestling move called coup de grace because it's coup de grace, but it's Finn Balor's wrestling move. Don't call me out on bad French.
Yeah, but also any American would call it coup de grace because we don't know shit.
But
You're fine. Don't listen to Max.
Thank you. But anyway, if your job is to kill people, like put them out of their misery, sooner than later, it's going to take a toll on your mental health. And Mercy was already a bit of a total weirdo. So it kind of just tips her over the edge. And again, it did crack me up when we were figuring out, like, okay, so Pauline is going to narrate the observables, blah, blah, blah. And then Jason and I were like, what if Mercy just talks to herself constantly? And we both went, yes, that is good. So Mercy is a total nut job in the best way possible. She is a bit of a sociopath in that she doesn't particularly understand human emotions, and she kind of doesn't get empathy, which makes her an excellent peacekeeper. And again, everyone is just so good at their job that they rise up the ranks. Basically, you don't die, you get promoted.
You can read this one because you're the one that's leaving, not me.
Okay. I am Lawbringer asks, who I gotta suck off to get Roman to say my name on stream? Answer, me. I'll see if I can make it happen, my bud.
Wow.
But the caveat being, you can never tell Roman what I said. All right, back to Eric.
Oh, boy. Okay, final question. Irishman7.
Big ups.
Ari?
I got a story about that dude.
Yes. Can you help me understand something about the history? Like, was the world basically 11th century Earth, and then some cataclysm happened and moved land masses? Can you tell me your thoughts on the Celtic influencing you added to the Vikings weapon-wise? In this world, did the two cultures basically fuse, or is the shaman like a religious master who studied Celtic religion from the lands where the Highlanders from, as well as being raised Norse?
Lots of cues.
Lots of cues.
I'll get through them. As for the first one, I kind of already went through it. Yep. The cataclysm happened at basically that time. Land masses did shift. And one of the reasons, I don't know if I ever mentioned this or mentioned it at all, but one of the reasons why the samurai do find themselves in ostensibly what's Europe is because Japan sunk.
Nice.
It's gone.
They had to run away.
So they had to haul ass as far as they could, and that's where they got. So that's kind of the first one. The second one, the kind of Celtic. So the Highlander, when I did the naming, is very Gaelic Celtic, and the shaman is Pict. So both from Ireland, Scotland, those kind of areas, they are Viking only because they are conquered, right? So in the Highlander's called to fight, even though it's not his fight, it's because they are conquered people. So, which actually kind of did happen. I'm gonna nerd it up. Whenever you see people of like Scottish, Irish ancestry who have red beards, that's because Vikings and the Norse actually settled in those lands. And for whatever reason, instead of putting their own culture on the Gaels, they took the Gaelic culture. So like Belfast and Dublin, like those were all Viking settlements. I say Viking, but historically Vikings aren't real, it's Norse. Wow. Anyway, all that to say that it was a mix of culture. And in the game, it's kind of the same thing. The Vikings have that whole area on lock. And the shaman and the Highlander are from different tribes within that area, but both are subservient to the Vikings.
Which is why we called Season 3 Grudge and Glory.
Correct.
The Highlander was the grudge. Like he
Begrudgingly.
begrudgingly follows the
fights.
Vikings. Yes.
Yeah.
Because Highlanders are very free people. You might have seen a Melvin Gibson movie about that,
Melvin Gibson.
right?
My fave.
Surely his name isn't Mel. It's
No.
got to be short for something.
Melanie. Melissa.
Yes, I said Melvin Max. Thanks for
can I-
listening.
Can I very quickly tell my
Please
Irish
do.
story? So the last time I was on the stream, I'll make it quick. I know this is boring, gang. The last time I was on the stream, I guess it was the first time a lot of you guys kind of saw me, understood who the writer was, understood that there was one, and it was me. And I got a lot of really nice comments on Reddit, which was surprising and excellent and made me feel real good. And I only got like one direct message though, and it was from Irishman. And he had this really nice story, and he really appreciated all the kind of Celtic, all the effort that went into naming these things, and was like, hey, was this on purpose? And yeah, generally if something happens, it's because I did it on purpose. And he was just like, you know, I know that you get asked this a lot, and I'm sure I don't want to impose, and I know you can't do this, but, you know, it'd be very cool if you could sneak an Easter egg in for the Highlander. Because he's Irish, and he has a cool ass name, and, you know. And he's like, I'm sure you get asked this all the time, and I'm sorry for bothering you. And I saw that whole message, and I replied, no one has ever asked me for this. And guess what, bud? You're definitely going in the game.
Nice. That's amazing.
So, and then I told him that I was going to be on the live stream. I'm like, ask your lore questions. And he was like, I don't think. I'm like, no, I'll find you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Congrats, Irishman7.
Big up.
Very
Phil.
nice of you. Don't ask her now because
No.
she can't do anymore.
You only get one. You only get one.
But see, it's always, don't be afraid to ask things. What's the harm in asking?
Well, that's it. And it did crack me up where it's like, I'm sure you get this a lot. I'm like, no one has ever thought to ask me.
So something that is not yet in the game
Yep.
will be coming for
Yep. There is a little Easter egg in the game for Irishman 7.
nice. Woo! That is the end of the narrative nook.
That was a hell of a nook, my
That
bud.
was, yeah, it was, yes.
Yeah.
If I knew another N space airplane hangar. It was large. It was a large nook is what you're saying. I don't know. That's
Can we go now?
no, because in fact we have a ton of community clips to show.
Oh, I ruined it by talking too much, gang.
Well, I mean,
I did this to
they're
us.
free to leave anytime. You're not. Yeah, so on shows when we don't have a ton, which I didn't realize we were going to discuss so much.
Oh my God, I told you I could talk for an
We
hour.
usually do a lot of clips, so we have a lot of clips today. Most of them are short. There are basically 3 longer ones, but the rest are quite short, less than a minute, so not bad.
Settle in with us, gang. We'll do
Settle
some
in.
running commentary.
It'll be fun. There have been some good clips of. I grabbed some that we missed over our Christmas vacation. So there's been a lot of good stuff over the last few weeks. So let's get into it.
Grab your marvelous mixes.
Oh, sure, we've got a transition. Max worked hard on those transitions.
Oh, heck, we're back.
He hand animated every little
Hell of a break.
leaf. Okay, let's dive in. Number
Get your
1
snacks.
from Fragmatics.
It's a good name.
Fragmatics? Not fragmentic? Whatever. A Fragmatics on Reddit. The Dance of Death 2-for-1 special. This is a GIF. GIFs we can narrate over.
Oh, heck.
Sound. The 2-for-1 Dance of Death special. This is the mode we were talking about at the top of the show and is really, really good. So this guy's taking on 2 guys.
Oh, hells yes.
Yes. Kills them both with a single strike and gets the victory.
Gets the sweet, sweet victory pump.
Yeah, that must have felt so good. Like it's hard to get the win as a single
so
person.
crazy.
Yeah. So good. Okay. Design T on Reddit. Who needs buffs when you're calculated? Wait, didn't we show this one? No, I'm thinking of a different one. Go ahead, roll it.
Tira, boye!
Real
I like
good.
using revenge as a
Real
victory, like a victory cry. Super good.
That's cocky.
Yeah, I know. Just waste it. All right, Biohazard Rex. Oh, this is so good. For Honor with Mortal Kombat 4 sounds.
Oh!
Round 1. Fight!
Going out over there!
Round 2. Fight!
Check this out!
Let's do 3D!
My leg! Get in the neck of that!
Raider wins. Fatality.
Oh, my leg.
I laughed out loud at that toasty.
It's so good. So good. Henchred on Reddit. This is another GIF. Just called Nope. You've probably watched a couple times here. Oh, yeah. This is
all right.
satisfying. What I want, so if you watch, there's the effect kind of plays.
No.
See, the screen gets darker. So it's almost like the game thought he was going to be damaged. Even.
Yeah. You fooled even the game.
Nope. Okay.
Beauty.
From Sweet Love Bringer, a video, Dance of the Dead so far. I think you mean Dance of Death.
Double kill.
Humiliation.
I just want to roll that again, just so you can see who the players are there. It took me a couple times when I first watched it just to catch everything. Let's roll it one more time.
What?
Double kill.
Humiliation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to have that explained to me.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, very good.
With the single hit, kills the two opponents. Very good. King of Zephyr. Another short video. Max, did you bleep the thing I asked you to bleep?
Yep.
Oh, good. Pardon my French, but that's getting clipped.
Nope. Come back here, you. Oh shit! Oh my god, that's getting clipped. That's getting clipped.
Don't run into the blade.
That's getting clipped is going to be my new thing.
It's so good, right?
That's getting clipped.
It's like shouting World Star.
Fran, fran, fran.
Thank you for the edit. Max threw in a raw over a word that I didn't care to hear. Okay, this is a long one by Flukerson, who we love. It's For Honor Superheroes Fashion Friday, Episode 2. I apparently missed Episode 1, and I apologize.
Oh.
So, Fashion Friday. We cut off the first minute so we could get right into it, and we actually cut it down because the whole thing is 8 minutes. We're not going to show an 8-minute video.
8 minutes?
Yeah. So, let's hit it.
First up is Red Lantern by Soldier Monkey 02. The Red Lantern Corp is similar to the more popular Green Lantern Corp, only instead of courage, they embrace and flourish in their anger and rage. This dark, fearsome Aramusha has opted for the demonic execution effect. This guy is really pulling off the intimidating aura of a Red Lantern. I think it's pretty fitting to play the code of the Red Lanterns as we say our farewell to this angry anti-hero.
With blood and rage of crimson red, we fill men's souls with darkest dread, and twist your minds to pain and hate. We'll burn you all. That is your fate.
Coming down the fashion runway this time is Tetsuo by Flamma, a Japanese take on Marvel's Iron Man. I fell in love with this concept as Flamma has created an Iron Man inspired samurai using Kensei armor for the metal plates and creating his own arc reactor emblem sitting in the middle of Tetsuo's chest. But why stop there? Tetsuo uses the smoke idle effect to simulate a machine giving out steam, and his neon execution gives the illusion of a cyborg takedown. Flamma was really clever in this last photo he sent in. He used the vision buff from Tribute to make it look like he was overclocking his arc reactor. That's just so creative and clever, I love it. With a chest made of iron and a sword of steel, Tetsuo is one metal menace on the battlefield. The next hero coming down the runway is bound to make a huge splash because it's Aquaglad by Daddy Daubeny. I'm kind of bummed because I was gonna sing a whole Octodad parody song for this guy, but I couldn't find an instrumental version. RIP. Aquaglad has some great color coordination going on, and his armor resembles layered shells of the sea if you don't mind suspending disbelief for a moment. He also wields a trident worthy of Poseidon himself. Man, I really wish there was an effect that made a big water splash considering how deadly water is in this game. I mean, you throw somebody into a shallow fountain and they're dead for sure. Everything looks great on this guy, except I don't really know why he has a symbol of a horse on his butt cape. How does that even happen? I don't know. Maybe it's a seahorse. Either way, Aquaglad is going to make a splash on the battlefield. Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's Mr. Incredibly by Firehead 2012, and he's bringing the pain! This Centurion is ready to deliver blows with amazing strength worthy of Mr. Incredible himself. While the front of the outfit doesn't have a lot going on, what saves it is the cape. Although Edna Mole would be pissed for sure, the cape really captures the aesthetic of the Incredibles. Firehead really went the extra mile customizing his emblem as well. While superheroes may be going through some controversy in the Incredibles universe, this hero is far from washed up.
Oh yes, so yeah, that goes on for 8 minutes. I love it.
I think that's the best thing.
Right?
I'm like 8 minutes, and now I'm like, I would watch half an hour of this.
Yes, good job, Flukerson. Shut up, people in the chat being mean to Flukerson. Moving on. Tiff92, our man from our subreddit. He's one of our moderators, but also does such good videos all the time. I don't know how he does it. He just finds funny moments in his gameplay.
Bless.
This one's called Warden. Warden! Warden! You'll see why in a second. It made me so sad.
Oh my God, the sad music in the black and white. Beautiful. Way to meme, my bud. Way to meme.
Yes, good memeage. Okay, another one of our longer videos. This is from Marco Yolo on YouTube. It's called the For Honor Best of 2017, and our friend Max edited this down. So it's Max's cut of Marco Yolo's video.
Remix.
Remix. Boom, 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 boom. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble! Open Gangnam Style.
Repeat to God, bitch.
Floor is lava.
Sweep the leg. No mercy. Stick around.
I am the one, the way you're trying.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You triggered my trap card.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of done with her finger and her thumb and the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the hits start coming and they don't stop coming. They don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. They don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. They don't stop coming and they don't stop coming.
Y'all ready for this?
Tried it.
I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them.
Enemy AC-130!
Nani? You are indeed brave, but the fight is mine. Just a flesh wound.
Facial recognition got a hit.
Jesus Christ, it's...
Domini!
Sector is clear.
Not clear! Not clear!
Domini! Domini! Get away!
I don't speak Japanese.
By the order of Lord Farquaad, I am authorized to place you under arrest.
Oh, really? You in what army?
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
I'm gay.
What? You? Then my second.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Faith Nation.
It's only gay.
Another one.
You gotta expect the unexpected.
You like that? You like that?
My fucking ball!
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Bye, have a great time.
Woo! And,
I laughed out loud at multiple points.
true.
I almost spit my water that I'm drinking.
Another
from a
video
jar.
that the full cut is what, 8 minutes long, Max? 8 or 9. So yeah, go seek it out if you want to see more. We could have just done that. That could have been our whole show.
Yep.
Shout out Marco Yolo. I saw people asking who that was. Marco Yolo, super good.
God, that's good.
Ugh.
That's some good tent.
He's slinging good tent today. All right, this is our last long one. This is Spliced, our man Spliced, with the Icebringer.
Oh.
Running with the speed of light, illuminate what's left behind. My feet barely touch the ground, barely make a sound. Can't stop running away. Can't stop running away.
Okay. I'll tell you more. We were just talking about other things. Hello! Thank you,
welcome back.
Spliced. One comment I wanted to make, because I'm reading the chat here, which I don't always do, but
Super profesh.
I'm doing it right now. People talking trash about videos. I would love for you to make one and send it to me for consideration for the Warriors Den, because people talk a lot of shit. The hours that these people put in these videos has to be great. So send me your takes. Let me see how good you are, guys. If you
Send
think,
us a video of your hot takes.
Yeah, I would love to see that. So keep up the good work to all our creators and those who think they could be creators. All right, let's roll on. We got a GIF from Bartimius973, 200 IQ Raider Play. It's a GIF.
Ooh, I saw this one.
Yeah, this one is enjoyable.
This game. Ah, you fool. God.
Yup.
I love it.
We don't need to watch it again, though.
I love it.
Very, very good. All right, so Blood and Wine on Reddit has a GIF. Have you lost, this one made me laugh out loud. Have you lost a way to home, little warlord? Which, good, I kept the original English. Have you lost your way to home, little warlord? Let's see what he's talking about.
All right.
It's not actually a warlord. They call it a little warlord. It's one of the soldiers.
Oh. Oh, buddy, just get out of there. Just get out of there, bud.
Oh, he does. Eventually. In the worst way possible.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez.
All right, another GIF from DM39. Great bait, mate. All spelled with 8s, which I highly respect. Great bait, mate.
Is that still elite speak?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I respect elite speak.
Oh, who doesn't?
Okay, so he laid down a trap.
Got it.
Taking his time.
Uh-huh.
Which I am never patient enough to do.
Nope. Oh.
There's a backflip while he waits.
Okay, here comes someone.
Got two someones.
No.
Guys, no!
Come on.
It was a great bait, mate.
I feel like if you're running towards a berserker on a bridge,
he's just standing there.
You have to know.
Don't do that.
You have to know that's a trap.
We got a very short video here, 8 seconds, from El Pipone, who also does great things. This one's called Behind You.
I love that. Eric, I have to ask before we move on.
Yep.
Has anyone noticed that we're wearing the same shirt?
I don't know. And my chat is a few minutes behind, so I'll find out in a few minutes.
Perfect.
I hope they have. We
Come on.
Coordinated.
Organically.
We're tired but strong.
We both decided to wear this shirt.
Shout out to the Share Zone. Okay, a GIF from Ruby, the most Canadian duel I've had so far. You like
Perfect.
This one? So it's a GIF, so there's no sound.
So I guess the joke being that Canadians are too polite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get up, good sir.
Good sir, heavy me. You've earned it. I most certainly will not. Come on,
you've earned it.
Heavy me. Never. Dude. Go for it already. I said no, take the win. He leaves. Oh, God.
We're so polite.
Someone would just give me, I should have answered it. Someone was calling me. They're taking live calls during the stream.
Oh, my God.
I've got another one from El Pipone. It's another short one.
El Pipone.
The Legend of the Octuple Parry. This is great. So good. So many
Pretty
parries.
flippin' good. You guys are so good at this game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're very good. We're almost done, guys. 3 more. Here's a GIF.
Bear with us.
Minzentius. This execution made 100 times better when done near a cliff. This is very satisfying. Very satisfying to watch. Yeah, goodbye.
Yes! Shoulder bash into oblivion.
Good. Yeah, sure. Let's do it again.
Bless up.
Why not? Oh,
God, that's so good.
All right, this one, a video, I beg you not to hurt me is the username.
Oh.
When you're the noob on the team and they all answer your distress call. This made me smile. Good. Teamwork makes the dream work.
I'm a big fan of teamwork.
It's the only way to work. All right, final video. You have made it. Folks, you've made it. This is the final video by the Life Beta, the For Honor heroes in one sentence. Hit it.
Scientists say we have not observed a vortex directly. They were wrong. I like to emote spam and cry on Reddit about buffs that will never come. Totally not a gag by Ubisoft to put an Assassin's Creed reference in here. I shove more than a drunk man at a Metallica concert. I do better than half the roster with a dinner plate and a fork. The salt mines are now open, and I'm the foreman. My playstyle is based off of the guy in your high school who took gym class too seriously. Permanent brain damage from headbutting seems to be the key to success, even at the cost of my teammates' lives. They gave me horse pills and then I found these two axes. Chances are you had no clue what you were doing when you picked me, and you love the sound of raging 12-year-olds. My huge ass sword and offensive stance are complete jokes, but my thighs are not. I scream about random shit more than your ex-girlfriend. I may be an old man, but boy am I faster than half of the heroes in this game. Are you going to eat that? Do you need a hug? You picked me because you have an Uchiha clan emblem and read too much manga. I am literally the Japanese equivalent of a peacekeeper. My best offense is getting flipped on my back like some kind of fucked turtle. I will light spam the shit out of you and tell you to just dodge. Why is everyone so fucking huge?
That was worth sticking around.
Yeah, the Life Beta, thank you. I hope that becomes a new format for video.
Oh my God.
Good clips this week, everybody. As I mentioned, if you think you can do better, please send them my way. I'd love to see them. We will obviously have more next week on the show. Fred already ran the raffle, so we don't need to do that. Thank you, Fred. And that's it.
Bless up.
Ari, thank you. Do you have any parting words?
Yeah, can I give a final farewell?
Please do.
Oh, looking at camera 2 here. I had so much fun. My 2 years on this game with you guys have just been the best. I love that you have the same dumb sense of humor as me. I love that I'm not the only one who thought that calling what was clearly a rainbow mood effect multicolored circular arc was funny. It was dumb. The only reason it got into the game was because I approved my own content. And it's just been the best. I love you all so much. I'm going to miss you greatly. And I hope that whoever takes over after me loves you and loves memes as much as I do.
Thank you, Ari. As always, the best. They all are missing you. There's a lot of tears in the chat. They're very sad. Some guy's still upset about the Conqueror. So yes, thank you very much. If you want to get clips, just send me a message on Reddit. PM me on Reddit. I'm Mr. Eric Pope. Or just post it on Reddit. And by the magic of what Reddit is, you'll get upvoted if it's actually good.
That's how it works.
So, yes.
The system works.
The system works quite well. Stop the shit talk. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back next week with some news and reveals about Season 5.
I won't be back.
She'll be gone.
I'm gone.
But thank you, everybody. Sorry, this was a much longer show than I expected, but I'm glad that you stuck around.
That's all, folks.
That's all. Thank you. Goodbye.